You know the feeling, right? You got this great idea for help, and what you get back is, well, it's just so generic. So then you start that whole dance, that endless back and forth of tweaking and refining, trying to get it from a 50% solution to maybe 60%, then 70%. It's honestly frustrating, and it's a huge waste of time. But what if there was a way to just skip that whole painful process? What if you could teach the AI what world-class looks like right from the very beginning? This quote here is from a former manager at Google, and it just perfectly captures the strategy we're talking about today. Instead of trying to tell the AI what to do from scratch, he showed it what excellence looks like using real-world examples. And that is the core idea we're going to unpack. He didn't start with a blank page. He started with the absolute best. So on the left, this is the typical approach. A simple, generic prompt gets you a simple, generic output. And this is exactly what leads to that painful cycle of revisions. Make it more concise. No, wait, now it's too short. More detail here. It's kind of like trying to describe a 5-star meal to a chef versus just giving them the actual recipe. I mean, you might get something edible with the description, but if you give them the recipe, you're guaranteed to get a fantastic result. Okay, so the solution to this whole problem is something called the AI swipe file. Think of this as your secret weapon for breaking out of that generic loop and starting to produce consistently high-quality work with your AI. Now, to be super clear, an AI swipe file isn't just some messy folder with all your old projects dumped into it. No, it's a curated, strategic library. It's your personal collection of top-tier examples, the best reports, the most persuasive emails, the clearest presentations. You use this collection to show the AI a really precise picture of what good actually looks like for any given task. So how do we build this so-called secret weapon? Well, it's a surprisingly simple 3-step system that honestly anyone can start using today. Let's break it down. Okay, so it all starts with step 1, collect. You have to build the habit. Whenever you see a fantastic piece of work, a report that lands perfectly, an email that gets a great response, you save it immediately. Step 2 is organize, and this part is absolutely crucial. You group those examples into folders based on their function or use case, not just by date. And finally, step 3, use. Now, when you have a new task, you don't start from zero. You give the AI a relevant example from your file and ask it to analyze the patterns and apply them to your new project. And let's just double down on that second step, because honestly, this is where all the magic happens. The single most important thing you can do to make your swipe file effective is to organize it by use case, not by the date you saved it or where you got it from. That one little detail makes all the difference in the world. And this illustrates it perfectly. I mean, think about it. A folder named October 2024 is totally useless when you need to write up a proposal next year. But a folder called Winning Business Proposals, now that is a gold mine. It becomes this focused library that you and your AI can draw from for very specific tasks, which means you get consistency and quality every single time. Okay, now that we know how to build it, let's talk about why this system is so powerful. It's because it represents a huge fundamental shift in how we should be thinking about collaborating with AI. It's really less about crafting the perfect prompt and way more about providing the perfect context. This is the big shift right here. For the longest time, we've been obsessed with prompt engineering, finding those exact magic words. But we're moving into an era of context engineering. So instead of trying to describe a punchy leadership writing style, you just give the AI 3 examples that are punchy and demonstrate thought leadership. You show, you don't just tell. And that changes everything. And this whole thing works because it solves the single biggest weakness of every large language model out there, what you might call the gap. Think about it. These models have been trained on basically the entire public internet, but they are completely blind to the private context of your work, your team, and your company. It's like the AI is wearing a blindfold. It has absolutely no idea what your Q3 sales goal is, or your team's specific brand voice, or that piece of feedback your boss gave you at yesterday's meeting. The swipe file is how you remove that blindfold. By feeding it your best work, you're actively teaching the AI all of this crucial missing context. Building an AI swipe file isn't just a clever trick you use once in a while. It's a foundational habit. It's the first major step you take in moving from just using AI tools to fundamentally redesigning how you work with an AI collaborator. Professionals who use AI really fall into three levels. Level 1 is AI curious, they've tried it out. Level 2 is AI literate, they know the tools and use them for specific tasks. But level 3 is AI native. These are the people who have completely redesigned their workflow with the assumption that an AI collaborator is always there. And the AI swipe file? It's a core practice of these level 3 professionals because it's the foundation for true collaboration. Ultimately, this system puts you in the driver's seat. It transforms the AI from a generic suggestion box into a highly trained specialist that actually understands your specific needs and your definition of quality. It's a simple change that leads to a profound difference in your results. So, the only question is, what will be the first folder you create in your new AI swipe file?